About 7 or 8 years ago, a student came into my office at Fairfield, and she said she was a poet who was interested in writing fiction. She said her name was Annabelle. I looked at my shelf and I said one of my characters' names is Annabelle, and she was also interested in poetry. This is Annabelle Moseley. She came into the program, this program, with talent and ambition. While she was here, she wrote a YA novel on the side. She has published dozens of poems. She's been writer-in-residence at the Walt Whitman Birthplace. She has been poet-in-residence at the Stevenson Academy of Fine Arts. She's a founder and editor of String Poet. Her poem, Breakville, was featured on Oprah.com. That's the second connection to Oprah here. And she's the author of several collections of poetry, including A Field Guide to the Muses and The Clock of the Long Now, which is on sale. I looked at The Clock of the Long Now, and I was struck by how much she has changed as a poet, deepened as a poet in her time here. From a poem called First Birth, there's these lines: I am my mother's goldfinch, thistle eater of her womb. Or for my father is conceived, these lines: it happens in a flat in Montreal, the clothes unravel, drop, the chilled air stings. Or from the title poem, The Clock of the Long Now, the way Whitman imagined verse to come, the way Lincoln dreamed of slavery's end. I know of no one who has changed and deepened and grown her art as much as Annabelle. As I said, she came in with a lot of talent, and she has made the most use of it, and in 10 years from now, I expect her to be even better than she is now. She came in with talent, and she leaves a full-fledged poet, and she has transformed herself. It's my pleasure to introduce Annabelle Moseley.
Thank you, Michael. You see any smoke? I feel like a phoenix now. Thank you so much. That's wonderful, beautiful. And thank you, Michael, and to Elizabeth for the invitation back. Just driving up and seeing Inner Island again was wonderful. I'm mostly reading today from The Clock of the Long Now, which is my first full-length collection of poems, which was my thesis here with the MFA program. And the book treats the theme of time in all kinds of different ways, but I'm going to be reading mostly from the section of more personal poems, personal history poems that deal with time. You'll notice the cover art is Salvador Dali, Persistence of Memory. So I'll read the title poem, well, at least title in terms of how the art was inspired. The Persistence of Memory. Our house clock stopped the day my father died. At 3, the very hour that he passed. No catch of shifting gears, no pulse defied his absence. Time itself warned him. The past and future froze in one long pause. We kept this lack of measured music, mourning him, the clock lover and watchfire, except time offered itself up in grief. The trim minutes and hours that my father filled grew greedy to engorge themselves with him. And days after his death, a parcel thrilled when it arrived. He had ordered a slim, black-banded watch. On its face, a Dali painting of melting time, his memory. One summer night in childhood, I ran, chasing a firefly. Then I let go. That is the way my father died. The man felt time dripping off his fingers, slow, honey-paste drizzle. But he shook it free when he beheld a distant speck of light, and and lunged. Then the laugh fell forward. He rejected past and future for the bright and promised steadfastness of the long nap. My father's unworn watch bore on its face, between the marks of 12 and 6, the brow of dripping, melting time. And likewise, grace had marked my father's countenance, though age had not. He had not reached the fading stage. The first birth. I have been born inside him, too. I am my mother's goldfinch, thistle eater of her womb. I sing her blood's music, in jam the sounds her heart and breathing made above my new ears, between words and warbles, and her orchard is behind my eyelids. But I am also my father's fish, each hand a fin, to thrust my way through every rut of water, land, or air. Wide-eyed, the one swallowed up whole, caught by the line. I felt the hook in my mouth, scales flashing in sun. I bit myself free. I bore the welt of grief when he was gone. His fish sent through. I have been born inside him too. When the light went out, your ghost would be there, folded like a fleece, across my bed at night, delaying rest. Afraid of what I'd conjured, wanting peace, I tugged the blankets, waiting for the blessed saltwater stain of sleep upon my lips, and hours would pass before it came. That's how I tucked myself in every night. The ships appearing in my dreams were you. Each prow, your neck, each sail, your hair. It was enough, rocked by you. Yet you also stood on deck beside me, made of warm, still solid stuff. Awakening, there was only the wreck, the memories you left behind, your ghost. The fleece I wore by day, skimming the coast. If I may, I'd like to just briefly mention this, which was just published with a wonderful blurb by Baron Morser, to whom I'm very grateful. And I'm wondering if anyone recognizes the cover, because it comes from here. This is the adobe fish that's in one of those gardens over there. And I remember when I was a student here, and this is actually a picture I took when I was here, that the fish has a mouth filled with stones. And it's an image I couldn't forget. So actually, this is a collection of sonnets, but my new collection is free verse, and if I may, I'd like to close with that poem. I draw the name of the book, The Fish Has Swallowed Earth, from this poem. As we walk the land, we've tilled along the coast. By the way, I should also mention I'm pretty recently married, so that inspired this poem too. As we walk the land, we've tilled along the coast. You pick lemon basil off the stem, feed me green beans wet with dew. In the center of our garden, there is a fish sculpture of adobe. It has carved eyes, gills, a hollow mouth full of stones. Each is a relic from the ground. The fish has swallowed earth instead of sea. I study its broken, puckered lips, open to sky as though gasping from depths. That night I dream the stones are eggs. The fish is a mouth-brooding male. How often have you cradled me this way? In the warmth of your kiss, my life between your lips.